Hi, I'm Mike. I'm the owner of the In-Groove in Phoenix, Arizona. We are a brick and mortar record store, and today I'm going to go over the best sounding versions of the Beach Boys' 1966 album, Pet Sounds. This is the original 1966 Capitol duophonic pressing. Duophonic is a marketing code word for fake electronically created stereo. This pressing has almost no bass, and the vinyl, like all 1960s Capitol records, is loud and noisy. This record is really hard to listen to and only should be purchased as a collector's item and never listened to. This is the 1966 Capitol mono pressing. This pressing has something going on with Brian's voice. Although the vocals are very forward in the mix, they're very muddled. For what this album is worth in nice shape, you'll be very disappointed if you buy this for your main listening copy. This is the 1972 Capitol Carl and the Passions So Tough Twofer. Disc 2 is a bonus disc of a mono Pet Sounds. This twofer is a drastic improvement over the original. It's cut loud and has great bass. It still suffers from some of the same muffled sound on the vocals as the original, but as far as a vintage copy goes, this is the best sounding. This is the 1974 standalone issue that includes the same LP that was in the twofer. This is the 1997 EMI 100th anniversary pressing. It's not bad sounding, but it's not that inviting either. It has a CD sheen to it and it's pretty thin sounding. This is the 2006 Capitol 40th Anniversary Edition. It's a double LP set. The mono vinyl has the same problem as the early 60s Capitol pressings, muffled vocals. And the stereo is an abomination. If I didn't know any better, I would have thought I blew my subwoofer because there's no bass on this pressing. What a waste of money. This is the 1995 DCC pressing, mastered by Steve Hoffman. This is overall a pretty solid pressing. My biggest complaint is its mushy sounding in the low end. My favorite pressing has a lot tighter soundstage. This is the 2015 Analog Productions single disc mono 33 RPM. This pressing is fantastic and is the best sounding mono pressing there is. Until 2 years later when Analog Productions released this, the 45 RPM version. This pressing is slightly better than the 33 RPM, the noise floor is lower, and the bass is tighter. It's a tiny improvement, but it's still slightly better. This is the 2016 stereo pressing from Analog Productions. This was remixed in the 90s from the original multi-tracks, so there is digitization in the chain. But this pressing, in my opinion, is the best. The vocals are so rich and so clear, this record evokes an emotional response that the others don't. I found myself being drawn into the music, almost like being in a trance. This is the record that will solidify why this was such a landmark album. This is the best sounding pressing of this album, period. Until Acoustic Sounds issued this, the 2017 stereo mix on a double disc 45 RPM. Slightly better overall, lower noise floor and tighter bass. The new best sounding stereo pressing of Pet Sounds. I know my choice for the best sounding pressing of this album being a stereo issue is very controversial. But to me, it's so much clearer and there is so much more depth to the music. So to recap, the best sounding pressing is the 2017 Analog Productions Stereo 45 RPM, followed by the 2016 Analog Productions 33 RPM stereo pressing, then followed by the 2017 Acoustic Sounds 45 RPM mono pressing, then the 33 RPM, followed by the 1995 DCC pressing, although not worth 3 to 4 times the price of the others. Okay, don't forget to like my video and subscribe, and if you have any suggestions for future videos, leave them in the comments. Also, you can order our store t-shirts from our eBay page. The link is in the description, and until next time,